God.
Experience of suffering for 5 minutes, or suffer from an experience for 5 years. You know, it's just something I'm learning to live with. You know, death is the only thing that make you question everything you thought you knew about life. And then with me becoming a family of Job, like when I went back to Africa and discovered my lineage and everything, and I didn't ever think that I would have to adopt the things that came with that lineage, all the stories of bloodlines. You know, you hear about this type of stuff, but you don't consider it. And then after I was brought into the family and showed my bloodline, and I began to lose things. I got tested. The Creator gave permission to my brother Ego, who y'all call Satan, to test me and touch me. My wife got taken from me. She didn't get taken from me at the hands of something we did. My wife got taken in the hands of a form of jealousy and greed, something we conceived at the hands of her own daughter. She thought everything we had accumulated would be inheritable. She said I was too street to be that smart. And I lost her. And then within 9 months later, I lost my firstborn son, my heir, you know what I'm saying, to the throne. And it started dismantling me, and then I lost my grandfather, which was the hierarchy of the family. And I started losing friends. I started losing wealth. I started losing accounts. I started losing houses. I started losing. And not once was I ever going to ever think to question my Creator why this was happening to me, because how can a fork tell a spoon it want to be a cup just to kiss the master lip? Shouldn't it be happy it was created? So I had to adapt that knowledge as a living principle. And 2 days before my son passed, he came to me and was just telling me like how proud he was of me about the book, things we were doing. And because I had asked myself, I had asked my Creator, I want to see what it's like meeting me in the third party entity. Do I get that same entity? You know what I mean? And that energy from it. And my son was, his morals, the thing he stood for. So, and a lot of people know him as Remy. I had got to know them. I got to see myself growing up again. I liked what he was becoming. I liked what he stood on. And for me to lose that, I didn't understand it. But I definitely wasn't in my mind ever going to think the question. Um, and I went back home after this, and then the Creator just say, with this hurt and pain, you can either write the second gospel and teach people. Not write nothing. Live as the example. Don't do nothing. Be it. Show them how to suffer from an experience for 5 minutes. Apologize to yourself and move on. Instead of experiencing the suffering for 5 years, now you got a trauma that who y'all call Satan, his ego, can use against you because you don't really know you're being manipulated down here. You have no control over yourself. The people that say they got control over themselves are the most lost ones. You're not woke. You don't know that you're a host to spirits. They whisper on you like shadows. You won't want to see them. You don't even want to see a bad accident, so I know you don't want to see nothing for real, for real. You don't want to see the floors you got to walk on because they covered with snakes. You want to be lied to, so you need a belief. So within belief is BELIEF. Lie. You want to lie. And I couldn't get that to nobody. I was learning to stand on something. And my son, he was adopting those same principles. So I say all that to say I was happy to see him and get to see how he started evolving and reading my book, and then he started practicing the principles. Then I got another son, he did the same thing. My boys are, I mean, directly like I would have had them. I would never get on here and say nothing about their mothers and stuff, but they did a great job. I mean, my boys know their ABCs. They know how to count. They know how to read. So from there, everything else was easily to be shown them because I had to be the example of what that is. I had to learn how to watch what I say around my youngest son because he soaked up stuff so much. If I'm saying to somebody, hey, go and do this with a credit card and do this, my son on his phone to my dad, I got to prove. Dad, I got to deny what I didn't do right. And I'm like, oh, shit, I got to watch it. But at the same time, by the time he was 21, he had a 700 credit score. He went to the lot, bought his first car on the Secretary of State. He had a chef corporation, over 2, 3 years old, and he got a job working in his field where he graduated school from, which is IT security, working for the county. So I ain't not mad at it. 2 days before my son passed, he had came and told me he loved me. He was proud of me because of the things that the book would allow him to read it, and he finally accepted it, and he was ready to do what we were supposed to do. And then 2 days later, boom, he got snatched from me. So a lot of things were happening to me that caused me to write the second gospel by being that example. I used that same rage to burn everything up because shit, it was warranted me because something was taken from me. And nobody don't take nothing from me. It was taken from me. My baby was taken. And she was alive when she pulled the plug on my baby. So I didn't, to be honest, I didn't want to choose. And that's what ended up happening. I could have made a choice, but then I think like when humans make choices, they lose. I think I needed to let my spirits on the left and the right side have a conversation so we can establish some rules of engagement. Because one gonna lead, another one gonna be there to protect, and then switch the roles when they need to be. So I don't think I need to be in the way of standing in the middle of a conversation. And I think that what y'all need to do out there too. Don't allow anything to change you. Stop believing in stuff that you can't get until you die. Because you don't even know if you got that benefit. I don't want to be lost in a lot of things down here. I got to be harmless as this, wise as this.